Their toughest non-conference game is East Carolina.
Oh yeah,
which they'll beat by 3 touchdowns.
I'll tell you right now, Liberty, I'm taking the over. They're running the table, baby.
Yeah.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me today for this college football preview show of Conference USA and the Mid-America Conference, our favorite administrator, Robert Abney. Robert, how are you, sir?
Living the dream as always. Warm down here in Texas. That means football's coming. Let's go.
All right. Captain for life, Will Cotton. Will, how are you, sir?
let's get this money. I mean, let's enjoy some good football talking. Let's go.
And academic and athletic consultant for the CKSA Project and follower of a lot of these teams, which is why he's here. George Acker. George, how you doing, man? Conference USA and Mid-America.
Well, back again. Let's see what happens. I'm glad to be here.
A little bit of action. All right. The OCP football preview shows are designed for the casual fan to get you excited for the season. And yes, we will also talk about things strictly for entertainment purposes only. Segment 1, we will cover Conference USA. Segment 2, we will cover the Mid-America Conference. And in segment 3, we will do postseason predictions. Let's get started with Conference USA. FIU, over under 4.5. They've got an easy schedule. They play one Power 5 team, which is Indiana, and they've got 6 winnable games at home. So fans, if you're interested, FIU may be one to follow. Robert, I'm stopping with you. Jacksonville State, my man Rich Rod is back there, over under 7.5, made a lot of noise. Do you think they can get to 8 games, Robert? What do you think?
Well, I mean, CUSA is not great this year. I think 8 is certainly doable.
Yeah, again, strictly for entertainment purposes only, fans. Kennesaw State, 2.5 is the over-under. It will be their first season FBS play. And, George, I don't think they're going to be a JMU first season in FBS play. They have the lowest win total in this league, so I will leave them alone. But, George, I'm going to stay with you. Liberty, 10.5 is the over-under. They are the favorite to win the league. They're projected to win 11 games and be in that college football playoff mix. What do you think about Liberty?
Repeat. I mean, they got when they got their coach down there. He's good at getting some using the transfer portal. Let's put it that way. And Liberty's taking full advantage of it. So you don't want to go down there in the mountains in Roanoke. It's going to be a problem down there.
And their toughest non-conference game. Go ahead, Will.
No, I was even looking at all the conference winners for all the conferences in all the conferences. And Liberty is the only one of the winners who is minus 134. Everyone else, even Georgia, is like plus 300.
Yeah.
So to say that they're minus 134, they're going to beat the crap out of everybody.
Yeah. Their toughest non-conference game is East Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Which they'll beat by 3 touchdowns.
I'll tell you right now, Liberty, I'm taking the over. They're running the table, baby.
Yeah. They'll beat East Carolina by 2 or 3 touchdowns. It's not even fair, the whole situation down there. And they've spent money down there. If you've ever been down there or haven't taken a drive through the campus, because if you go right down 29, you'll go right down the middle of the campus. They've spent some money down there, so it's a place.
Let's just say they have money to spend, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, one of those hidden gems. Hey, when you buddy up with the Bushes, these things happen.
Okay, we're gonna run to Louisiana Tech. Over under 4.5. No consistency last year, and it will probably be another tough year in Ruston, Louisiana. Home of high SAT scores, sarcastically said. All right, Middle Tennessee State. Education joke. 5 people got it. Okay.
And you talk about me. God, dog.
Hey, you anyway. Middle Tennessee State, over and under 4.5. The Blue Raiders, I'm not. No.
They're gonna get raided.
We're
Go
going to
ahead.
move on and stay with my man Robert. New Mexico State over under 4.5. Great run last year, but it's the run over. Robert, tell me about New Mexico
The
State.
run is over, man. Coach Kill is gone. Diego Pavia is gone. They graduated a bunch of guys. New Mexico State historically is bad. I would expect a return to that. I'd take the under.
Under is minus 132. So that is everyone believes that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to stay with Robert. Sam, Houston State over under 4.5. They were competitive in their first year in FBS, but they started 0-8. Will they continue a slow start in FBS play, Robert?
I think they're going to be. I think they'll be better this year. Will they get 5? Yeah, they're going to be better. Let's just say.
Okay.
And it's sad to me. It's sad because you're talking about one of the best FCS programs there was. Sam Houston State was regularly just destroying people, and now we're seeing just them. As soon as they go FBS, they lose their coach, and it fell off, and it ain't been good since.
Yep.
All right, and Robert, for the trifecta, we're going to go straight to you again with UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso, over under 4.5. Scotty Walden takes over in El Paso, but the Miners are not doing the Tim Hardaway UTEP two-step. What do you think about UTEP, sir?
Same. I mean, same as New Mexico State. UTEP is historically they're pretty bad. When they play New Mexico State, that game matters a lot. Battle of I-10, the schools are 45 minutes apart. That matters. Other than that, that's going to be the highlight of somebody's season. So
only on the OCP do you get this. This is what you want, man. Go ahead, George.
They're waiting for basketball season. UTEP's waiting for basketball season.
All right. And Western Kentucky, final team, over under 7.5. Tyson Helton has been successful in his 5 seasons there. They're expected to contend. But, hey, George, are they really going to contend with Liberty hanging around?
No. Let me just give you a quick answer there. We can talk all we want about everybody else. No, Liberty owns that. That's Liberty's backyard. They do what they want to.
All right. And with that, in segment 2, we'll talk about a little Tuesday night action. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast.
Why should student athletes use the CKA SAVE Project academic and athletic consulting services? Over the past 15 to 20 years, colleges, universities, professional sports teams, business organizations, and others have increased their use of consulting services to improve their decision-making processes and results. Over the same time, the athletic and academic landscape has changed for high school and college student athletes as the NCAA has raised initial academic eligibility requirements for student athletes while decreasing the number of transfer restrictions. Former college student athletes have noted that they were academic and athletically unprepared for the rigors of college. Let the CKA SAVE Project's close to 30 years of academic and athletic experience help guide student athletes to increase success as we work to help student athletes achieve the goal of obtaining a college degree. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast, and in segment 2, the Mid-American Conference. Starting off with Akron. Akron over under 3.5. Joe Moorhead enters his 3rd season. He is 4-20, Will, in 2 seasons. Will this be his last season at Akron?
Yes, it will be. It will be. 4-20 should have been last year. Should have been last year.
Okay. All right, Ball State. Over and unders 4.5. They're expected to struggle, so I think we're going to keep on moving to Bowling Green. George, you are familiar with Bowling Green. They're over under 6.5. They won 7 last year. Do you even think they can get back to 7?
I think they will. Well, let me take that back. It's going to be iffy. On paper, it will. I mean, they're able to do it, but it's the MAC, and so crazy things happen on Thursday nights and Tuesday nights in the MAC.
Mhm.
Yeah, they have a number. Actually, they have a number of local kids out there.
Yeah.
But they lost a number of kids through the transfer portal. Their top cornerback Leffen is at Maryland now. So it'll be, I can sit there and say, if I'm putting money on it, yeah, it'll be one of those coin flips because I never trust the MAC, and because anything happens on that Tuesday and Thursday night on ESPN, boy. So it's gonna be tough, but yeah, I mean,
right.
yeah. So that's where I'm gonna leave you. That's where I'm gonna
Okay.
leave you.
Buffalo over and under 5.5. Again, we're talking about 4.5. We're talking about 5.5. So we're going to skip Buffalo.
Yeah,
Robert, I'm going to
no.
go to you because we make fun of this every week. We're going to talk about two directional schools from Michigan, starting with Central Michigan. Over and under is 5.5, and the Chippewas return their quarterback, Bert Emanuel Jr. Any thoughts about Central Michigan as our first directional school in the MAC?
It's the MAC, and anything can happen. That's all I got. I mean, could they get to 6? Yeah, I guess they could, but how yeah, seems to me, and maybe correct, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Seems to me that in the MAC, you're talking about, okay, who the best team is going to be, the team that lost the fewest transfers to the Big Ten, right? So let's see what we got.
All right. Eastern Michigan, over under is 4.5. Their coach, Chris Creighton, is entering his 11th season at EMU, and he's fresh off another bowl game. Yeah, good luck, man. Robert's right. George, I'm going back to you for Kent State because you know the school very well. The over under is 2.5. Any thoughts on Kent State? Can they get to 3?
Yeah, it'll be lucky to get 2.5. They've been decimated. They've been decimated. Robert wanted to talk about how many left to the Big Ten, but they lost. They lost the coach. They've losing kids right and left. It's been an exodus. Moses came and led a whole bunch of them just out of Indiana on the other school.
Kendrick Perkins got in trouble for stuff like that.
Yeah, well, hey.
Kendrick Perkins gets paid a whole lot more.
I know. People listen to Kendrick Perkins. So I ain't worried
about well, Miami of Ohio, very interesting. Their over-under is 7.5. They're the defending conference champions, but it's the MAC, and everybody says it's the MAC. Are you tempted with that 7.5 over-under, sir?
I'm not tempted. I'm not tempted. It's just like you take a fine woman out. You say, we're going to Miami. She's like, where? Miami, Ohio. So it's not really what you think it is. It's never what it is. So I'm take the under, man. I don't think they're going to get to 8. I think 7, and that's at best they'll get to 7.
All right, George, I'm coming back to you because NIU as well. Northern Illinois, over under 6.5. They've always been a threat. Every year you see them beating somebody they're not supposed to beat, and you see them lose to somebody they're not supposed to lose to. What are your thoughts on Northern Illinois?
They won't beat anybody that you didn't expect them to beat this year. So you can give them that. You can take that one with you to the bank. It'll be, hey, they better hope they do well in the MAC this year. That's all I got to say.
All right, Robert, I'm coming to you because of many conversations we've had. Ohio, over under 6.5. They lost a lot, but Robert, they're bringing in 17 transfers. What are your thoughts on Ohio bringing in 17 transfers as they try to stay afloat?
They better learn the offense quick. better, offensive coordinator better make that stuff simple. That's a lot of guys. I mean, they did play well in that Myrtle Beach Bowl. They played really well. I don't know who who exactly they lost, but I mean, 6.5 seems reasonable given that none of us have been real high on anybody else in the conference.
Okay. All right. George, Toledo, over under is 8.5. Toledo regularly wins games, and they have talent. And you know that. The defense is actually pretty darn good. What are you thinking about Toledo?
Robert, you said we're not high on anybody in the conference. Well, I'm gonna be high on Toledo. Toledo will win this conference. All right, so I give you that. They should win this conference. But we'll see when you get 17 transfers in, that's a brand new team. So you don't know what the hell is going to happen right there. But Toledo's the one school in this conference that probably has had the most stability over the past 2-3 years, because most of these schools wind up getting hot. Coach gets plucked by one of the bigger schools, and then all the kids, and then they have an exodus of a number of players. So, and Toledo's the one that's got the most stability right now. So because they got the most stability, is probably the safe bet to win the whole damn thing. That's why they're looking at 8.5.
All right, Robert, I'm closing with you as we have the inside OCP joke. Yet another directional school for Michigan, Western Michigan, over under 6.5. They got their quarterback back, and they got a good running back, and they have double-digit starters returning on defense. What do you think about Western Michigan?
Sounds like they will win the directional school championship of Michigan. You got your quarterback and a running back. You got a lot of your defense back. That's promising. Absolutely.
I don't know how they don't have like a thing, like like a
That's
pig
promising.
or something, like when
I'm
you
sure they do, Will. That we've
take like
never
a
paid
boot or something,
Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck with Robert. That's promising.
All right, so fans, when we get back in segment 3, we'll do postseason predictions. We'll see who do you think is going to be at these bowls. We'll be right back on the Coaches Podcast.
The reviews are in for Dr. Keith Adams' book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. College professor and student athlete academic expert Dr. Lisa Rubin said, "There is nothing out there like this book, so I do hope people will pay attention and give it a read." Former George Mason standout Fowler Campbell said, "Consider this book an opportunity to work directly with Dr. Adams, just like I did. I assure you that there will be something you can take away that will be useful to you throughout your personal journey." Ryan Waite, a recent college graduate who is a software engineer, said, "I like how the book is based on research, which makes it good for general students as well as student athletes." The book serves as both a memoir to Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes over 15 personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues from a variety of sports and endeavors. You can order your copy at www.ckasaveproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Save Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
It's segment 3, folks. Let's talk about the postseason, starting with Conference USA. The top-ranked Conference USA champion will be in the mix for the Fiesta, Cotton, or Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl if it's the highest Group of 5 champ. The Conference USA Bowl tie-ins and affiliation will mostly be based on geography as well as avoiding repeat appearances. So, in Conference USA, the Hawaii Bowl slot is back for this season. The spot in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl is off until next season. Neither of those are in play this year. Conference USA does not have a true pecking order in ESPN. Kind of let you know how they think about it. Here are the bowl tie-ins: the Bahamas Bowl, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, the New Mexico Bowl, the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, and to be determined among the Group of 5 conferences, the Duluth Trading Company Cure Bowl, the Frisco Bowl, the RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, and the ServPro First Responder Bowl. Conference USA also has affiliations with the Camilla Bowl, the Fenway Bowl, the Lending Tree Bowl, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl, and the Union Home Morgan. Robert, help me again. Is it Gasparilla or is it Gasparia Bowl? What is that,
Sure,
Robert?
Gasparilla. Yeah, go.
They know it.
I
They
am
want to be
sure
talked
I'm
about. That's all.
mispronouncing it.
That's all good. You said our
So-
name on TV. All right.
So Conference USA, in my opinion, has only 3 bowl eligible teams: Jacksonville State, Liberty, and Western Kentucky. George, what are your thoughts on Conference USA bowl teams and their bowl situation?
They got some of the best bowls to go to. Who wouldn't want to spend their Christmas in the Bahamas or Hawaii or Boca Raton? That's what I feel about it. But Liberty will probably be up there again. They could be one of the 12 if anything. And then after that, it's a crapshoot. It's
You ain't lying.
whoever does a little something and wins a couple games will make, like what do we say anyway, half the damn teams in Division I get a bowl anyway. So one half of them will make a bowl run here. But it's Liberty and everybody else. That's basically what it is. It's Liberty and everybody.
All right. So let's go to a little MACtion. The top-ranked MAC champion will be in the mix for the Fiesta, Cotton, or Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl if they're the highest ranking group of 5. The MAC doesn't have a pecking order either. And here are some of the bowls that the MAC is involved in: Bahamas Bowl, Camilla Bowl, Idaho Potato Bowl, Lending Tree Bowl, the Barstool Arizona Bowl, and I think that's the one Snoop's in, and the, dare I say, Quick Lane Bowl versus a Big Ten team. And they're also involved with the Duluth Trading Company Cure Bowl, the Frisco Bowl, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, the New Mexico Bowl, and yes, I always laugh saying the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. Here are the teams that I believe will be bowl eligible for the MAC: Bowling Green, Miami, Northern Illinois, Ohio, Toledo, and Western Michigan. Robert, any thoughts on the directional school conference bowl situation?
Well, the MAC champion will not be in the mix. I think whoever the MAC champion is going to have 3, maybe 4 losses. It's going to be interesting with Liberty because Liberty's going to be undefeated. I can't see with their schedule losing a game.
Right.
Are they going to be rated highly enough because their schedule is going to be so bad that they can overcome, even being undefeated, a 1-loss Memphis team, for example? Are they going to be able to do that? I don't know the answer to that. It's going to be interesting.
All right.
But Liberty's got the pedigree to go along with it because they were there. What was that? A year ago they were there. They snuck the win out against Auburn and got them into one of the big bowls. I think it was like 2 years ago when it happened. So we'll see. That'll be an interesting question right there.
All right. So predictions. I think the panel is cool saying Liberty's going to win Conference USA. In terms of the MAC, I got Toledo too, George. Anybody disagreeing with Toledo? All right. And then for the CFP, I do definitely have Liberty in that mix. So we'll be following Liberty and Toledo. And everyone else enjoy strictly for entertainment purposes only. But on behalf of our Cavalcade of Stars, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast, and we'll see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
The Odd Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.cksaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org. We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram @OddCoaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram @CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram @Coach Franchise, spelled Coach FRANCHIZE. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches podcast.